Beginning in the early 1980s, society faced the beginning of the human immunodeficiency virus, but the disease is not the stigma associated with it. HIV caused one of the largest social and health epidemics to occur in the United States. Due to the negative stigma that arose around the disease, individuals with HIV faced dismissive behaviors and treatments in settings of employment, healthcare, education, and other economic circumstances, and still do today. When the proper precautions are not taken to deter the spread of the disease, we have seen it take the lives of roughly 700,000 people and continues to affect millions in the U.S. alone. However, there are ways to prevent and manage HIV by reducing the stigma. By getting informed, these issues can be set aside, leading to increased prevention and management of HIV. How does the virus work?
HIV attacks the body's immune system. HIV has glycoprotein spikes that attach to host cells. It primarily takes over CD4 T cells. CD4 T cells are white blood cells that fight infection. Once infected, the virus transfers its RNA into the host cell. Through reverse transcription, this RNA becomes DNA. The DNA infects the host cell's DNA, and the host cell will now create viral RNA. This viral RNA then leaves the cell and creates new HIV cells. Not only does the HIV virus duplicate within the host cell, but it also destroys the white blood cell itself. The virus then spreads to other CD4 cells. This not only replicates the virus in the body, but destroys vital infection-fighting white blood cells.
What are the signs and symptoms of HIV?
To know if you have HIV, some of the signs and symptoms are fever, sore throat, rash, night sweats, flu-like symptoms, fatigue, mouth ulcers, and swollen lymph nodes. There are 4 stages of HIV. Stage 1 is asymptomatic, meaning there are no symptoms. Stage 2, you have mild symptoms. Stage 3 is advanced symptoms. And Stage 4 is when you have severe symptoms that can lead to AIDS. If your levels are undetectable, you can still have intercourse without transmitting it to your partner or getting AIDS.
Is the virus treatable?
The HIV virus kills the immune system cells that can help fight off infections and diseases. It destroys the infected cells that need to do their job in our immune system. As we take a look at the picture, we can see all the different types of effects that HIV can have on our body if we do not treat it properly. HIV affects the respiratory system and the cardiovascular system, causing the person to experience pneumonia. As we know, there is no official cure for HIV, but there are definitely treatments that can help reduce the effects on the virus. If we take our treatments as prescribed to us, HIV medication will help reduce the amount of HIV in our blood to a minimum level, which can help our immune system work and prevent transmission, calling it undetectable level viral load. A pill that is familiar for most people is called pre-exposure prophylaxis. This is designed for people who are negative but are vulnerable of getting HIV. If you take PrEP daily, it can reduce the risk of getting HIV by around 99%.
How is the virus transmitted?
Well, as myths might say that HIV is only transmitted through homosexuals, that's false. This virus can be spread to any race, gender, or age. Most young adults and college students have a higher chance of contracting this virus in their lifetime because of their daily activities. Almost 1.2 million people are living with HIV in the United States, and more than 35,000 new cases are diagnosed each year. There are also many ways it can be spread, rather than just sexual activity. For example, it can be transmitted by sharing needles with others, blood contact, or even through birth. If a mother is positive for HIV, the baby has a very high chance of having the virus at birth. So as we take a look at this graph, we can see that it is more common amongst heterosexual females and also higher between male-to-male contact. We can also see that males have more categories than females. Both males and females have the same likelihood of getting HIV through any of these circumstances, no matter what the cause is.
What is the stigma and how does it affect people? Stigma leads people to believe that only a particular group of people can get HIV. These negative attitudes regarding people who have HIV/AIDS are brought on by their often automatic responses to the condition that over the years has become linked with mortality, sexual promiscuity, drugs, and homosexuality. These negative reactions lead to an internalization of the stigma they encounter in society and can contribute to a belittling self-image and deteriorating psychological status. Many of these individuals live in fear that their condition with HIV will be revealed and their presence amongst friends, family, and communities will be affected negatively as they may face discrimination or judgment. As a result, the prevention of HIV transmission can be interfered with as it can lead people to step away from receiving proper treatment and testing for HIV. The stigma of HIV can be broken as we promote more communication amongst communities about the disease, becoming informed on the topic to normalize the issue and better understand the nature of it. By doing so, we can diminish the wildfire of common misconceptions and stigma that are commonly connected to this disease. HIV does not mean what it has been perceived to be for decades, and the quicker we spread this message, the more we can improve the lives of those who live with HIV.